Good morning, 7:30 a.m. We are here for our after show. We have an interesting topic that's sure to get people talking this morning. So
it's giving me anxiety,
is
Rachel.
it already?
I have anxiety about this
I
topic.
know. Well, I feel like we're going to get some good guidance from you, the viewers. Maybe you can help us out with this one.
Yes, please be dropping into the comments.
Need advice. So we're asking today, when do you think is the right time to tell someone you love them? You know, for some people it takes a little longer, but apparently not the Brits. eHarmony surveyed 2,000 British people, and the average British person says those three magic words in 108 days.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
So that's like, what, 3.5 months?
After 3
3-ish?
months.
3.5 months, yeah.
I always have that
I think
3-month
that's-
rule.
Yeah.
I actually think that's
tell.
a really perfect amount of time.
That's pretty good. I
That's
like
appropriate.
that. So Scots were the most likely to confess their love the quickest, 84 days.
Okay, maybe
they're in.
I need one of those men.
Yes. I love the accent. So we've been asking, when do you think is the right time to say I love you? When did you say it? Was it returned when you said it?
How did it go? Are you okay?
Are you okay? Show us some signs of life this morning and let us know what you
Robin says, I said it after 6 weeks of dating this wonderful man. That is so sweet.
And I like what Graham says. Well, first he asked, does there have to be a timeline? Of course not. Everyone's different. He said, I'd stick to the rule of honesty, but make sure you're being truthful when you say it versus any other reasons. Right. Like,
Yes.
I don't know, maybe when you're going to do the mattress mambo and you're like, yeah, I love you. That's what he's
there.
Correct
Yeah.
me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what he's implying there.
Okay.
Like, you don't just say
Yeah.
those magic words to talk somebody into some bad
Right,
behavior.
and you know, I actually feel like that is a huge problem today in dating. I feel like people say a lot of things that they don't mean.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure what their intentions are, whether it's, you know, for physical gratification,
Sure.
should we call it that? But I do feel like we're in a time when people really are just very loose with their words. I think that they rush into
I think it's
things.
with facts. But I think that's a whole social media.
Yeah.
I dated before this stuff started with these apps and all the things. So I just feel like now everything's a farce.
Just in general.
In general, because people can create this whole other like person.
And it's terrifying. And that's
know?
another problem in dating now is that, you know, somebody can create a whole persona on social media that makes them look like they live a completely different life. And also, one of my friends actually pointed this out to me as something that she thinks is a problem in my dating life. So I have very honest friends. But she said, you know, you're so honest on social media and you share so much on social media that these men know exactly what to say and what to make you think about them
good point.
so that you like them.
Oh, so
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a double-edged sword because you want to
That's
be open
sad
and
though
honest,
for
but-
you, because I'm sure a lot of people appreciate that.
Listen, I got a dog. I tell him I love him constantly. We good.
Did you wait 3 months or was it
I
immediate?
told him I loved him the moment I laid eyes on him, and the day I got my dog is the best day of my life. Not kidding.
I appreciate all the viewers out there who
lot
are
of
quoting love songs. So Richard Elliott comes in with, what is love? Baby,
don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
No more. And Lisa comes in with, I want to know what love is.
So good.
I know. I'm
I
really
want
good,
you to
because I've
show
journeyed
me.
a Foreigner. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
And Nadine says, you know, it depends on the two people. That's the thing, is I think they're, like Rachel says here, Rachel Brinks. I know there's a lot of Rachels today.
Yes.
So Rachel Brinks, welcome to the club of people who spell it correctly. There is no right time. You say it when you feel it. And I think that's, yeah, there shouldn't be any sort of timeline,
you know,
or rule.
oh, go on.
Are you laughing at Dustin? His cracks me up. Good job.
Dustin, are you single? Because you look like you might be kind of cute.
Let me see. I'm going to get a closer look.
Dustin says 3 comments into the Tinder Bumble match conversation, and he's funny.
And he's funny.
I like that. Humor is always good.
Humor will get you everywhere. I'm all about the puns. That's hilarious. I had a circumstance with a past relationship where they had told me that when they wanted to say it and they didn't, and they regretted it every day, which is sad because it was one of those moments where you were like, oh my gosh, this would be the perfect time. And you're both thinking it, but you don't want to scare off the other person. You know, you're trying to get the score.
Yeah.
Do you want to make any big sudden movements?
It's delicate, as Taylor Swift would say, but I do think that you need to say the things that you mean. Trent said, I'm not going to take advice from these ladies. They look superficial, materialistic, and opportunistic
That
to
means we
me.
nailed it for TV
Trent,
ready.
the only thing superficial about about me is my eyelashes and my hair extensions. Other than that, I'm very authentic.
Trent, I kind of feel bad for you, but that's
Trent
okay.
saying he loves us.
Hang in there, Trent. They will come.
You know what? That's
Trent,
okay.
I'm sending you so much love because
I know.
that was rude. But guess what? When you work in TV, people think that of you all the time.
So we're over it.
Yeah,
I'm going to be
Really
honest.
unaffected.
I'm not here to give relationship advice. I have no business giving relationship. We're just questioning when you say I love you because some people tend to wait more than 108 days. I mean, that's just one survey.
Yeah.
So, I think the honesty approach is always good. But again, if you're trying to curate a specific relationship and you want it to last and the other person's maybe a little skeptical of commitment, I mean, those are some heavy words.
Mario, when you are able to tell them everything about you and they accept you for who you
That's so
are.
important,
And
yeah.
Mario, that's it.
Slow clap.
Best comment. That's so good
right.
because that really is, I think, what it's about is when someone truly sees you. Like we all just want to be seen for like who we really are, not for what we do for a living or for anything superficial or anything that is
Right, the surface level.
yeah, anything that is surface level. That's a perfect way to put it. We want to be seen for who we really are and for what we've been through and for the person that we've become along the way, I feel. And so
absolutely.
we've all been through stuff. We all have stuff that is difficult in our lives. And when you can find someone who understands that and still chooses you, I think that's when you know it's love.
Or when
Manny.
you're stuck in the ER and your appendix is bursting. And,
Did that happen to
and
you?
your husband-to-be that you didn't know at the time is making you laugh when you feel like you're going to die. That's also a really good sign. If they can make you
so
laugh
sweet.
at like the worst possible moment of your life, I think that's always a good sign.
Well, and you knew then that you could have a lot of children with him because he was going to be
And quickly.
gonna be
Rapid fire.
Just popping them out.
the perfect hospital partner.
I loved the superficial comment. I'm like, well, I got some chipped toenails over here.
I went with the closed-toed shoes
If
just
you saw
because of
my
that thing.
nails
I
from
know.
rock climbing.
It's easy to poke at people in a glass box. What are you going to do?
Look at Diane Flores says, my hubby told me he loved me first. It took me 6 months later to say I love you too. And see, there's nothing wrong with not feeling it mutually at the same time. Especially with a 3-month-old relationship, I think that sometimes
think
it's
if
hard to
you-
stay on the same page the whole way.
It is. And if you develop a friendship right away, then it's something that it's easier to talk about. Because if one person's really feeling it, and the other one's like, I'm not quite there yet, you can have like the honest conversation. Hopefully any feelings that do get hurt, minimal, last for a short time, then you can move on to being friends and hopefully, if it's meant to be, it blossoms into something a little bit later.
So my sister, my brother-in-law, Jackie and Chris, they didn't say I love you for 9 months.
Wow.
9 months. And I remember her telling me this, and I was like, that's crazy. But I actually think that it's really healthy because they were just enjoying their time together. And, it was romantic. It was beyond a friendship, but they didn't feel the need to force anything or make it something it wasn't. They just went with a natural progression, and they have an awesome marriage. It's
cool.
So
That's
cool,
good.
yeah. But you hear 9 months, and you're like, whoa, what's you assume there's like something like off there, but I think that we live in a day and age when things are very, very rushed, and I have an appreciation for people who can kind of let it be a slow burn.
Yes, a slow burn. It's funny because for me, in circumstances where a lot of people are discussing like their spouses and significant others have made them like just laugh hysterically.
I love Rachel
and
this morning.
Yeah,
She's so
and
cute.
right, Rachel Brinks. And there's moments in my experience with dating and relationships where someone has done that, where they've made me laugh or done something where I'm just like, oh my God, like I love you. And it's not like I love you. It's like, oh my God, like we were
Like,
talking today,
you
like,
make
will
me
you marry
so
me?
happy.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, tacos and tequila for dinner every week. Okay.
Rachel and I decided we're probably going to be the ones that propose in our relationships when we do.
So how
get married,
superficial is
yeah.
that?
You guys,
Okay.
OMG.
It's happening.
Melissa Noel said every day is a day to love each other, and I just got engaged this week, and I am so excited.
Congratulations.
That is
Oh my gosh, that's
So cute.
exciting.
Kevin, it's not a slow news day. It's actually a huge news day.
is. We had a lot of breaking news
We've been
this
talking
morning.
about breaking news all morning, but this is our after show, and it's for Facebook, so
Totally
it's just
different
for
story.
fun.
But for news, you got to go to the news time.
There was this one time we did a 2.5 hour broadcast. It was about 35 minutes ago. and it was packed full, chock full, if you will. But anyway, congratulations
Exactly.
James has a
to
really good answer.
Melissa for getting engaged.
He says love
Hey,
has several
Coach.
different meanings. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm going to mispronounce this, but philo, friend
think you
love,
nailed it.
familia, family love, agape, love for a person more than themselves, or unconditional love, eros, romantic love. That is only 4 meanings. There are several more. It's important to have philo love before eros. Trust is key. Without trust, no relationship can occur. Love is also an action verb. We must make the decision to love some. I agree.
James is-
Sometimes it is hard to love.
really-
I feel like that needs
really
to be
smart.
framed.
Yeah,
That was beautiful. Thank you.
that's a good bookmark.
Vicky said you can also love someone as a great friend, doesn't have to be the love
Yeah.
as a spouse. And what's interesting is as I get older, I can, go into like a dating scenario and realize I really like this person. Maybe not romantically, but like I enjoy their company. They bring a lot to my life. And that's something that as I've gotten older, I've really learned to embrace and I've enjoyed it more. It's just finding people that you have a connection with, even if it's not a romantic connection.
Right. Finding people who bring you joy, male,
Yeah,
female,
exactly.
otherwise,
It's like
whatever.
the Marie Kondo for love.
Yes.
Only keep the ones around
Does
that
this
bring
person
joy.
spark joy?
I wish I had done that in my 20s. That probably would have saved me a lot of heartache. Actually.
So when did you say I love you to your husband?
Yes.
First?
So he said it to me when,
To be clear,
well, because it's significant because he said it to me, I think it was like maybe 2 months in, and I said, thank you.
Oh, geez.
Because I wasn't
Oh, geez. They're still married. They're
ready
still
yet.
married.
Well, we did get engaged at 5 months.
I love
Wow.
that.
Okay.
So-
Fast track it.
So yeah,
Let's go.
I waited until I was ready, and it was, probably 2 weeks later.
And then you
max.
knew, and then you knew that
I just
he was
wanted
the
to
one.
make sure because it was really fast. I
Yeah.
mean, we got engaged in 5 months, so that's like way super fast, especially for someone who is not. I was so career only.
Yeah, you
I
were
was
on a whole
not
other
like,
page.
Nobody's gonna stop this train.
Right.
So he kind of popped up in the middle of it, and I was like, oh, hang on. So I just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that I wasn't derailing
Well, exactly,
all the
because
other stuff that had been my whole life. I didn't think about it.
that's the
Children
thing.
and
Everything.
marriage and all the
Right.
other stuff. It was just all career.
And you want to make sure that these people who are saying something so serious really truly mean it because
Yeah.
it's not easy to be building your career and staying on top of all of your commitments if you get emotionally derailed. And so that's why you don't want to get like emotionally invested with someone who's not going to be caring and be actually meaning
Supportive.
these huge statements like I love you, because if you get emotionally involved and then you get your heart broken,
And then
you're
what
not
have
gonna
you missed over here?
You're not, and
While you
Prior to that, it
the
was
hard
just
eyes
like,
over here.
Rachel, every stop along the way was, I'd had a boyfriend. We worked in a lot of TV markets, and I'm like, once that contract's up,
Yeah.
bye. Like,
You got your bags packed?
So
'Cause
yeah,
we're
so this was
leaving.
the first person that came around that made you question that whole
Well,
my,
then
my
that's-
so-called game plan for life.
Well, that's
So
good.
you shared the appendicitis appendectomy story. Was that when you told him that you loved him?
No, we were friends for 2 years and just kind of like dated off and on other people, but we would always like end up
Reconnect.
together. So
He's the one you're calling. You're like, yeah, this guy's not going to make it.
his friends make fun of him now. It's really cute because it just lasted so long. And then my grandma had actually passed away, and my appendix needed to come out on
my
the same
gosh.
day.
Oh my
So
gosh.
Mama.
It was, and I was 2 weeks away from moving to my first TV job. So there was a lot going on that day. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. And so, he made me laugh. And then he told me he wanted to move to Boise, Idaho with me. And I told him not to. I said, absolutely not. Yes. I said, you need to stay home.
Pump the brakes.
And make sure that you, because this,
It's a big deal.
I
So
make,
did
like,
he end
no
up
money.
moving to Boise later?
He did. He moved. We lived separately till we got married, and it was a lot. And then we moved together every
Dang.
stop
Yeah,
since.
that's a good sacrifice.
That's a unique
He's a good
story.
one. He's a keeper.
Yeah, and now a father of 3, and they're darling
Exactly.
children.
So
Oh my
cute.
gosh, so sweet.
Thank you.
What else?
I got some interesting advice recently.
Okay.
And it's all
Okay.
based around the dating world, and you go into this and you don't. I mean, some of us are notorious for like going from one relationship to another. for whatever reason, I don't know what's deep down, and I've been told to get that checked, and I plan to. Thank you.
Get that checked.
So I plan to, but recently, you know, I know, right? I think it was just a dig to me, but it's okay.
Was it your brother?
No, they shall remain nameless. But the piece of advice was when I was saying, like, look, I'm not looking for anything serious. I'm just recently out of something, and that is, you know, hard enough to deal with and has its own obstacles. And it was like, hey, don't fabricate attachments to people that you're spending time with because you feel like you owe them something, or because if you go out with one person, then that's got to springboard into a long-term relationship that lasts 2 and 3 and 4 years. So it was a good piece of advice from someone of the opposite sex who said, you don't need to romanticize anything or fabricate an attachment to me or anybody else. You know, stay on your track until that speed bump comes up that you simply can't ignore.
Right.
So focus on your career and building the self-love that we all need to work on, especially when haters pop into the comment section. Like, you need to grow past that. So work on the self-love, and then when someone comes along and surprises you, then that's when you can kind of feel out those 3 little words that everybody's so anxious to hear. So it's good advice.
Do you ladies think that social media has helped dating or hurt it?
Oh, hurt it. Absolutely.
Because I don't know
horrible.
how it
I
seems
know.
so stressful.
I'm stressed out for you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's terrible.
I know, we got a split party
It's
here.
terrible.
I was
know.
on a date the other day, and the guy immediately was like, "Oh, let's follow each other." Not immediately. I really liked him, for the record, so I'm not bashing. But it's just a natural thing now.
for
He
sure.
was like, "Oh, like let's follow each other on Instagram." And part of me was like, because you know, you just don't want someone to like use it in the wrong way or like form an opinion of me
a lot of
based off of
assumptions you
social
can make.
media.
Yeah.
'cause
Sure.
That's not,
of
it's
selfies
not
over
all
there.
real life. Like I believe my social media is very authentic, and I really lay it all out there, but still it's just like people can form an opinion in their head that might not be real. So it scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
And especially when you are really into someone, it makes it a little
And plus,
scary.
I think, you know, for us in particular, and I know certain people have certain jobs, you have to do social media because of whatever job you do.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind as you see what we post, because there still is a sense of responsibility to what we do for a living.
Right.
It's involved in our social media. So it's like you can't really, I mean, obviously it is your authentic self, ideally.
Yeah.
But there's also that part of you that you're very exposed
yeah.
Right.
to.
Well, and
universe.
everyone now can be Googled. And one of the things that I absolutely hate is when I find out that someone I was dating or one of their friends Googled me. Because it's like, you know me in person. And this could happen to anyone, regardless of their job. Like, obviously, you're going to find a little bit more about one of us because we have like a bio
I
online.
just assume everybody
Like,
Googles. I feel like that's basic.
Yeah, they're doing
I
the
feel like
background
a lot
check.
of people have jobs where, you know, you have a company bio and you could look at someone's LinkedIn. You can look
Right.
at all these different things and form this opinion of them. And I don't want someone to ever do that, and I don't want to do that to someone else, because I want that real life. I want my version of you that I get to experience in person.
And that's something you've read up on.
Yeah, because it's
Studied
all,
the date.
It's so easy to just create this
I
whole
just
other
watched
idea of
too
someone.
much Lifetime and Dateline. So I Googled everybody before dating because I didn't want to be chopped up and left in a swamp somewhere.
Yeah, I watched Snapped.
There's that. I know. My husband's like, good God, will you stop watching that? All right, let's go to our In Case You Missed It. This is a moment that happened earlier in the show where we all learned a little lesson today.
It is now time for the answer to our juicy question.
Finally.
Yes, the anticipation's killing us. This happens on Jupiter and Saturn. So what the heck is this? We had It Rains. One guess. Let's see.
Dance parties. Ooh, I'm in. We're going.
Love it.
Diamond rain?
I have never heard that.
Me either.
Wow. Okay, let's see what the mystery is. Diamond rain falls on these planets. Now, scientists have calculated 1,000 tons of diamonds a year that are being created on Saturn alone. So how does it happen? Well, lightning storms actually turn methane into carbon, which as it falls hardens into chunks of graphite and then diamond. And I just read something that said, diamonds
are a girl's best friend.
until leggings happened.
Leggings are our best friends now.
Yes.
That is so
Oh yeah, they are.
Yes. Oh, why did I not know about this diamond rain? If that was a thing, I feel like every woman would be more interested in getting out to space.
And now the asteroid that's going to make us all billionaires. What is
know,
going
bring it
on?
our way.
I just want you to know that in 90 minutes I will be wearing leggings.
They really are the goal. That is the goal. So I did read something though that it was like it was Rachel Zoe, the designer, that she was
I love
like
her.
Another Rachel.
another Rachel, another spells it right. So she did say, and I did rethink this a few years ago. She's like, you know what? You should really only wear leggings if you're going to and from a workout or dropping off or picking up children. It can't just be a uniform. Like we have to make an extra step. I know,
why?
but because
love
it's
Rachel
like
Zoe.
it becomes a uniform, and I feel like sometimes
know what?
we don't make as much effort.
I
know.
work really hard on my body, and you know, you just get to show it off in leggings in a way nothing else does.
The fitted leggings.
I feel like they're just my standby, you know. Just working on
I
my daily
feel
life.
my best in leggings. I'm not kidding. Like that's when I feel best about my body. And being on TV, I have a lot of insecurities about my body. So
That can't be from, wait, where is that?
yeah.
You're not getting honorable mention again. But, you know, you're not wrong. And the thing is that during the summer, it's either, okay, so it's between leggings or pants because you don't want to wear shorts.
Because your legs will burn off on the seat of your car.
Dress. I always
Sundress.
feel cool in like a little.
Oh, yeah, a maxi dress.
dress.
A maxi
or
dress
like
is
a
great.
Jersey
Yeah.
dress.
Men's opinions on maxi dresses are like my favorite thing. They're like, why are you guys wearing, like, what is that?
Are you having a baby?
Yeah. What is your baby, dear?
Shut up, Tom. I'm comfortable.
They are the best.
your
They
baby.
are. It's a multitude of sins. But it shows off the upper body. It's
the best part
everything
is
below
like-
is just like a mystery.
Other women, there's nothing another woman loves more than seeing a cute maxi
Oh my God,
dress
if I
on
was
a
a
girl,
maxi
but
dress,
men
yes.
are like,
And it usually comes with like a big oversized hat to cover your face.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. It's all the right
Sunglasses.
thing.
Yep.
It's my vacation look.
All the right thing.
Loving it.
literally anything could be happening underneath there. You'll never know.
You'll never know, especially when
gosh.
it's 111.
Speaking of happy couples who say I love you, so my brother is a police officer and he met his wife while he was on a call. He didn't know obviously that they were going to end up dating or whatever. Well, she worked at a hotel at the time, and of course in a hotel uniform she's wearing like a big blazer and like a long below the knee
Oh yeah, he has
skirt.
no idea what's happening there.
No idea, but they go on a date and he's like, let's go hiking. So she shows up and she's wearing leggings and a tank top, and he's like, later, they've been married now 7 years with 2 beautiful kids, and he's like, yeah, we got to the mountain and she's got this rockin' body, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and he wanted to go out with her regardless of knowing what her
love that,
figure
too.
was, but he's
It's a
like,
nice surprise.
oh, he showed up and he was like, oh my gosh. He's
Yeah.
like, no, you go in front. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh.
All right,
well, this
we're
has
wrapping
been so
things
fun.
up. It's been
was
fun.
good times
We'll
today.
see you guys tomorrow.
Thank you all for commenting nicely.
Thank you to everyone but the haters. Your comments were amazing. Amazing comments.
We'll see you tomorrow.